Hey, it's shadowy super publisher Nico from Consensus Network. I have some very exciting news. I'm coming to BTC Prague again with the Consensus team. Are you prepared for the Bitcoin conference in the Bitcoin capital in Europe? Matthias, co-founder of BTC Prague, why do you think Prague is the Bitcoin capital of Europe?
Maybe not the Bitcoin capital, because oh man, I would even say, does Bitcoin needs a capital? No, right? We are decentralized. I've never thought about myself as a nationalist, but now I feel proud about what Czechs and Slovaks have done for Bitcoin and what the community became. I believe that there should be some place where all the Bitcoiners meet one time per year. And I would be very happy if we establish Prague as the lighthouse, the fire circle where people can meet with open mind, but hardcore Bitcoin ethos in the heart.
Beautifully said. Bitcoin doesn't need capital. Bitcoin is capital. Am I right? I've been to Prague several times now, and I gotta say, it's one of the most beautiful cities that I've ever been. I'm a huge fan of gold standard architecture. It's amazing what people did when money was harder.
Nico, what are you bringing on the stage? Tell me.
Well, I'm really excited to take you through the path of 10 pivotal reads that shaped my thinking and helped me put up the Starfish organization that became Consensus Network, which is the Freedom Publishing House. I'm not going to spoil more, but I do want to say that this is our newest book. I don't know if you've seen this before.
No.
It's not widely available. You can get it from Amazon now, but I'll bring this and officially launching it in Prague. It's going to be something different to read, philosophy of Bitcoin development. And of course, the 21 Futures, we're going to launch volume 2. So this is another thing that I'm excited about, to cross the threshold of Bitcoin maxi ethos and try to reach people where they are. Because you show a book like this to almost anyone in the world, forget about it, they're never gonna open it. But if you show something like this, some exciting stories, they might read it. And then we hide the message there. That's the Trojan horse.
Well done with 21 Futures. I'm looking forward to it. After BTC Prague, definitely on my list.
Who's the main attraction this year?
This year, we're gonna welcome again Michael Saylor on the main stage and also on the VIP stage. Jack Mallers, Tour de Mestre for the first time, the author of famous Adamant Research. And also we have a Parker Lewis, the author of Gradually Then Suddenly. Other than that, we have a few more females this year. Michelle Weekly, she will be talking about how to fight corruption in the space. Also, Eric V. Stacks, the infamous marijuana grower from US. So I scheduled his talk on 4:20 p.m., of course. I would say that we have a really nice, fresh batch of speakers for this year. The program has been done by me only, and I put a lot of time to make this happen and a lot of thinking to make sure there are no recycling talks, that every talk has some action call, what the listener can grab and start using for better future. I instruct every speaker to craft the talk in the way that it's more advanced. If you're a Bitcoiner who is already in Bitcoin for some time, for a few years, and know all the basics, I can promise you that you will learn and grow a lot. It's gonna be intense, but it's gonna jumpstart your education and deepen your knowledge about Bitcoin and connecting topics.
This is a great approach, Matthias. I like to say, if you're the smartest guy in the room, then leave the room immediately. Yeah. Speaking of smart guys, I asked one of our authors and signing session participants, Joni Appelberg, about his experience in the expo area last year. People were lining up to Consensus booth to talk to authors and get their books signed. It was the best part of the conference for me. But let's hear it from the man himself.
So last year, I did a book signing session at BTC Prague, hosted by Consensus Network, and it was an amazing experience. Not only did I sell every copy of Abundance Through Scarcity that we brought, you know your boy is always going to sell every copy, I also got to meet a lot of you, a lot of my readers, and I got to hear your stories. And that's very valuable to me. And this year, we are doing another book signing session, and it's going to be amazing again. And well, Abundance is being released in a second edition. It's very good. And guys, we got to keep a perfect record. Help me sell every copy of Abundance this year again. So if you want to come by, say hi, have a conversation, get a signed copy of Abundance, that'd make me very, very happy. See you in Prague.
Thanks, Joni. Last year was a blast. I'm personally very excited to see what people have built again, like the expo area last year. Simply amazing. Everybody is super excited about their project. They're solving a very specific issue and problem for Bitcoiners.
Yeah, the expo hall, it was amazing. Everyone was saying that we were the first Bitcoin conference who actually managed to create an expo hall, which is fun.
Absolutely.
It was vibrant. The people were standing lines to get to the booth and talk to the company people. I never saw that in any other conference, and I don't know why. We didn't really plan for it. Of course, we did somehow, but you cannot manage this kind of like connection between people.
See, that's the thing. Like, you don't manage, you just curate. Simply having the correct people out there. Zero shitcoining, all builders. Something good is going to happen. I met so many contacts, both business and personal. It was amazing. And by the way, it was my first Bitcoin conference as well.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay, good, man. Nico, I really appreciate that you came with the booth. It was great. I thank you one more time for the box full of books. I've read half of them already. I still need to finish, but I'm looking forward to get more because the books are a very important part of the Bitcoin education. Thank you for doing this because we need people like you who curate the books and bring just the best content on paper and don't forget on the old days.
Thank you, Matthias. I appreciate that. I like paper books specifically because it's a store of informational value and it's a platform of its own. You don't need anything else. You have that and you can store that. And it's very difficult to deplatform paper books. Like, you gotta literally come to my home and burn my library. It's the same with Bitcoin nodes, really. Make yourself too expensive to attack. We just disperse and make ourselves scarce.
Yeah, that's the way to go. It's a pendulum, and that's why it's important to stay true and work hard and be responsible.
I'm glad you brought out pendulums because that's going to be a part of my talk in PTC Prague, because it's in one of the books that I read a long time ago called Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. He talks a lot about these pendulums. Like, now there's a shitcoin pendulum swinging at me, and there's a government pendulum swinging at me, or someone is trolling me online. Those are all pendulums. I used to punch back, and then it will hit me back harder later.
Yes.
So now I'm learning, I'll step aside and let the pendulum come to a halt. And I think this is the way to control and curate your environment.
Yes, that's very smart. It's similar to a meditation technique. When you meditate, the pendulum hits you and it distracts you. You have to recognize this thought and don't think about it. Just forget about it and start breathing. The second time it hits you, you usually recognize it much faster, and you also get rid of this thought much faster. The third time it hits you, you don't even recognize it anymore. This is a very good idea, very good philosophy. Yeah, the pendulums are everywhere. Perfect. Nico, I was happy to talk to you.
Yeah, always a pleasure, Matthias. It is not too late to get your discounted tickets using our code Consensus. And don't forget, you can also get a ticket just for the expo area, or you can get the VIP ticket to get the most out of it. Sure, you can always get your books from bitcoinbook.shop with sats and have them delivered to your door. But when you come to our booth at BTC Prague this June, you get to interact with the authors themselves and get those coveted signed copies of the best of what our curated library has to offer. And last, but certainly not the least, you get to meet fellow Bitcoiners such as Matthias, Joni, and myself, not to mention all the speakers, authors, and builders, including the awesome Consensus team. This has been your friendly neighborhood Saturday super publisher, Nico Laamanen. I hope to see you in Prague soon. And remember, a citadel always begins with a library. See you in Prague soon.